Okay, I am so excited that you are here. I know that if you have taken this time on a Sunday to show yourself some self-care in the area of not just your money, but your entire life, because your ability to have faith in, access, and create new financial resources really dictates the quality of your life. So before we get started, I'd like for everybody to just read the testimonial that's on the screen or listen to me as I share the testimonial on the screen. This testimonial is so important. If you tag me on social media or if you search Lynn Richardson or New Wealth University, you'll find that many students over time have expressed how the teaching that I've been blessed to be able to learn from my own mistakes, but also to be able to share. I'm going to tell you that this is one of the most significant, because it wasn't until I started to incorporate all of the pieces of the game. You know, when I sit down and I play Monopoly with my family, it's one of my favorite games. It truly is the game of life. And I'll never forget the first time I played Monopoly with my husband. And at that time, my 6-year-old daughter, who was like a genius. She went to Harvard when she was 15 years old, and I whooped them to the end of the earth. Okay, I sent my youngest baby up. At that time, she was my oldest child. I sent her to bed in tears, and my husband just sat there trying to figure out what happened. And over time, they began to learn the rules of the game. They began to watch my strategy. They began to make the same moves that I would have made, but they started to make those moves before I made them. So finally, after a year or so, the entire family at one of the gatherings at my house, the entire family got together and they all teamed up against me, and they were all talking about the strategy. And needless to say, that day I lost Monopoly. But it was a happy loss, because it was the kind of loss that said to me that what I was teaching, they were learning, and it was impacting them, and they were ready to deploy the systems and the tools in order to win that game. But that's not the only game we're playing, everybody. That's not the only game we're playing. So what I want you to write now in the chat, I want you to type in what you are expecting to learn in the money game. And as you type that, I want you to reflect on this testimonial. This is from a student. And let me tell you something about this student. This student came to New Wealth University just like you. She came to New Wealth University just like me, sick and tired of being sick and tired and trying to figure out what are the steps that I'm going to take to get where I'm trying to go, and to be able to do it legally, ethically, morally. This is not a pie in the sky. This is not some get rich quick. This is hard work. And this is what she said. And while I'm talking, I want you to write, what part of the game do you need to learn? She says, Dr. Lynn, and I preserved her anonymity, and this was an email that came in just a couple of days ago. She said, Dr. Lynn, I pray that your day is going well. She sent it to my office, I should say. She sent it to customer service. I'm sending a follow-up email to you regarding Dr. Richardson, wanting to know how she has blessed my family 2 years in a row. Now, she started in New Wealth University in 2020. And when the pandemic hit, she got right on it. She took every class. She followed every instruction. She didn't care if she had roadblocks, because let me tell you something. If you are going to get your money straight, you are going to have roadblocks. Everything isn't going to go your way. You're not going to get the answer that you think you need right there in that moment. But she was patient, and she found ways to work the system. She said 2 years in a row, my family has gotten the biggest returns ever. Last year, my husband and I received $35,000 back. And this year, we received $28,000 back. I wanted her to know that her program is a blessing. I'm a witness if people will learn and utilize the material correctly, That's the key point. If people will learn and utilize the material correctly, they will be able to get a nice return as well. God bless you all. Now, this is not just about getting money back on your taxes. This is about finding ways to increase the amount of cash that you have in your pocket to live the life that you want to live now, tomorrow, in the future, and for your community, your family, for generations to come. And let me tell you, there's a roadblock. There's a roadblock that each and every one of us are experiencing. There's a roadblock that each and every one of us has to overcome. And the first part of this roadblock, if you're looking at the screen right now, it says shame. If you have experienced shame ever when it comes to your money, have you ever been ashamed to tell your children that you didn't have money to do something that they expected you to do or that you promised to do? Have you ever had shame when it came to admitting to your friends or family members or colleagues or some club that you're in, or a sorority or fraternity or the Eastern Stars or the Masons or whatever group you're in, whatever it is, have you ever been ashamed to admit that you could not do something that had a financial commitment? And has that shame ever caused you to become lame? What do I mean by lame? I'm not talking about lame meaning you are unworthy, or lame meaning that you are below par, but I'm talking about lame meaning crippled. Have you ever become crippled in your finances? Have you ever become crippled in the next step? Have you ever started out on this path to getting your money straight and then something happened and it completely crippled you? Well, let me help you understand something. Once you take on shame and or once you decide to stay in a position of being lame, crippled, unable to correct whatever it is that you need to correct, do you understand that everything will be the same? It'll be the same. What was 2020 like for you financially? What was 2019 like for you financially? What was 2015 or 2007 or 2006? Or what was last month like you financially? If you do what you always did, you will get what you always got. And in order for you to get to the next level, you cannot do the same thing that you've been doing. Even if you have gotten out of a financial situation, if you've gotten to the next level, if you want to get to another level after that, then you cannot do the same thing. There are many students, I see you here. Brandy, I'm so glad you're here. Don't let a roadblock, don't let a delayed email. You think I'm gonna let a roadblock or a delayed email stop me on my game? When I first started working with Russell Simmons, I didn't get a message back 5, 10 times, sometimes 3, 4 times in 3 or 4 months in a row. Do you think I'm gonna let anybody stop me from getting what I came to get? Because if you do the same thing that you've always done, if you always give up, if you always find blame, if you always back out, if you always point the finger at everybody else, then guess what? You're going to have 3 fingers pointing back at yourself. So what do you need to do differently? And I'm speaking to everybody. Every last one of us here has gotten frustrated. Every last one of us here has a dream. Every one of us here has a goal. But the question that I got to ask you is how I started out this session. Do you know the rules of the game? See, it's more than just going to get another job, getting some more money. More money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires wouldn't go bankrupt. It's more than just having a budget and sticking to it. That's a part of it. But some say money talks and I say money walks away from you quietly. You don't know where it went. You've got to get all of the pieces of the game. And the only way you're going to get the entire game is to keep coming back to school. If you go to preschool or kindergarten on the first day and you learn the alphabet, that's great that you went home and learned the alphabet, but you still don't know how to read. You still don't know how to put words together. And then once you put the words together, you still don't know how to make those words come together in a sentence. And then once you make those words come together in a sentence, do you know how to properly use punctuation in that sentence? So you won't have sentence fragment or a run-on sentence? Do you know where the comma goes, the period, the question mark? Do you know how to properly use a semicolon or a colon? Do you know when one statement should begin and another should end? And then can you comprehend the words that have been put together? Let me tell you something. Your financial life is no different. You can't come to one class. You can't ask one question. You can't say, Dr. Lynn, which is the best business for me, and think I'm going to give you an answer and that's going to be it. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. And the first part of the game that you have to learn is that you're going to have to spend some resources. If you want to learn the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules, then you've got to understand that it's going to cost you. What you're looking for is freedom, but freedom is not free. If you want freedom, you got to give up something. If you go to the store and you want to buy a loaf of bread, that loaf of bread is going to cost you $2.82 or $3.99 or whatever they're selling a loaf of bread for. Well, if you come to the financial store, if you go out into life every day and you want freedom, it's going to cost you your old thoughts. You're going to have to give up shame. You're going to have to give up blame. You're going to have to give up blame. Okay? And you're going to have to learn the rules of the game. And you are going to have to spend time, energy, and money. Now, here's the thing about time. All of us get the same exact, there's not one person here who gets more than 24 hours in a day. All of us get the same amount of time. But let me tell you something. Money is the least of your expense here in New Wealth University. You're going to have to spend $49 a month in order to get the education that you need and access all of the classes, access all of the online coaching, access all of the webinars, access all of the things. You're going to have to spend some money. But that's the least of what you got to spend because you get that money back. How about that? If you are running your life like a business, if you have a home-based business, and if you are running your business like a business with the intent to make a profit, then the money you get back. But let me tell you what you don't get back. You don't get back time and you don't get back energy. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is you have to be careful every day. How am I going to use my energy? If I see a roadblock, am I going to get pissed off, upset, frustrated? Do you know how many students have quit just because you got frustrated because you don't want to read an email? Or because you don't want to read the email twice? Or because you don't want to take the time to carve out a safe space in your home? I don't care if it's on the toilet, okay? There have been times when I've had to go into my very small place that I live and go in the bathroom and close the door to get what God had for me. And so that energy, if every single time I reached out to Russell Simmons and didn't get a response, or every time I reached out to MC Light or Sheila E. or Lil Mama or Dougie Fresh or any of the people that I've worked with, if every single time I reached out to get what I needed, access, and I didn't get what I was expecting right away, I wouldn't be here talking to you today. But every time I came up to a roadblock, I saw it as an opportunity to learn the lesson. Let me tell you something. You want to get your money to the next level? You want to get started? Then you got to learn the lesson so you can get the blessing. And do you think every single time you run into a roadblock, and I'm talking to every last one of us here, do you think every single time you run into a roadblock, you're supposed to quit? Is that what you think? You're supposed to quit? No, you've got to figure out how to use your energy to get where you are trying to go in the time that you have allotted. Time and energy are more rare and precious than money. Once you spend time and once you spend energy, it's gone. You can't get it back. But what you can do is you can learn how to get your money back. So what I want you to do on this self-care, whatever day you're listening to it, if you're live, it's here, your self-care Sunday, but Take this precious time. Take this blessed day. It doesn't matter if it's raining outside, if it's snowing, if it's 80 degrees, 100 degrees, or if it's 20 below zero. Take this precious time and decide which piece of the game are you going to master first. And when you decide which piece of the game you're going to master first, then I want you to commit and decide which piece of the game are you going to master second and third and fourth. Because what you want to do is you want to be like that child in kindergarten. You can't just learn the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Where are you going with that? Nowhere. Because now you got to learn the difference between a long vowel and a short vowel. You now have to learn when the G is hard and when it's soft. You now have to learn the rules of the game. And that's why I'm here. Yes, I get tired too. Sometimes I get frustrated with my own students because let me tell you something. Like one of my students just said in the class yesterday, he said, Dr. Lynn, I've been with you for 3 years. I'm a diamond member. I'm not going nowhere. But I just want you to know, just sitting here today, sometimes all I want you to do is sit and listen. Believe in yourself. Why don't you believe in yourself? Believe that you can actually get out of the financial situation that you're in, and then do the work. And if you have to repeat the work, because guess what? Sometimes I fail assignments. Yes, I do. If you don't answer the question in the 21 days to financial freedom, or how to stop living check to Monday and build multiple streams of income, or in the master achievement plan, or in the financial vision of perfection, or whatever it is, if you don't answer the question right, then I'm going to fail the assignment. I've had students send an email to the office, and let me tell you, they send them to me. I get them. Yes, I do. They're pissed because they want to move faster because they failed an assignment and I only got 5 minutes. Well, if you only got 5 minutes to get your money straight, you're in the wrong school. You need to go to one of the bootlegging, alligator shoe wearing people who are going to sell you a lie, because I'm not selling no lies. I'm not selling any lies. I'm not selling lies. I'm selling hard work. I'm selling the truth. I'm selling progress. And I'm selling process. That's what I'm selling to you. I'm selling you faith. And I'm telling you that faith is the evidence, is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. The substance is in you not quitting and continuing to keep going on your path no matter what. And let me tell you something. I figured it out. I'm going to tell you right now, I have the answers. I figured out how to go from living check to 2 o'clock to having enough money in the bank that if I didn't want to work for 2 years, I could. And I'm not the only one who's figured out the answers. There are many students in New Wealth University. Some of the faces that you see are some of our professors: Ingrid, the numbers girl, attorney Deidre Wood Stokes, attorney Serena Williams, attorney Michelle Miller, the trademark queen, Erica Blair, Dr. Erica Blair is what I'm going to start calling her, who teaches all of our investment, stock market, cryptocurrency, options trading classes. Elder Pierce, who's here every single Sunday, meeting with you. Do you know that in New Wealth University, every single Sunday, we have financial church, basically? The spiritual path to wealth and prosperity. Because if you're like me, I tried everything, and then I figured I had to try God. I had to try the real rules. I had to start listening to the spiritual wisdom in addition to the financial wisdom. This is where you get to go. So either you're going to spend your life trying to figure it out, or you're going to spend your time and energy and a little bit of your money that you already spending on stuff that you probably don't need. Now you can just go ahead and type an amen in the chat if you ever spent your money on some garbage. If you ever spent your money on a pair of shoes you didn't need, or something for that kid, or Christmas presents that really didn't mean anything. If you ever spent your money on anything, you can say amen. So don't complain about spending an investment into your own life. It is time for you to take your life back. And that means you're going to have to say no to some people. You're going to have to say no to some things. You're going to have to say yes to some things. And I want you to say yes. And I want you to meet me somewhere on this journey on the Prosper Tour. Okay? So we had an inaugural opening weekend. Several of my Diamond members, this was only open to Diamond members, and a few Platinum Wealth Ambassadors came out. But on May 5th, I'm going to be back in Washington, D.C. And when you get the invitation for the Prosper Tour, I would highly recommend that you respond and register right away, because I'm not disclosing the locations publicly. This is only going to be available to people who are really trying to get their money to the next level. And I'm going to spend time, energy, and yes, I'm also spending money. The Prosper Tour is not sponsored. I don't have an outdoor sponsor. I don't have any other kind of company coming in, paying money to New Wealth University, telling me what to tell you. I tell you the truth, and that's it. So we're all going to spend our money and our time, and these are business trips. And so if you take a business trip, then that business trip becomes a tax write-off if in the beginning you set your intention to do business. So I'm coming to a city near you. I've got people saying, Lynn, when are you coming to such and such Alabama or such and such Tennessee? I don't know. But if you waiting on me to come to you and you don't figure out a way to get to me, come on now. For some of us, your city is a 30-minute drive or a 90-minute drive or a 2-hour drive. That's 2 hours of your time that you can get in the car and then listen to lynnmillionaire.tv or lynnrichardson.tv. If you go to lynnmillionaire.tv, you can listen to episode after episode after episode of the Millionaires Roundtable. If you go to lynnrichardson.tv, you can listen to episode after episode after episode of whatever I'm talking about. So on that 2-hour ride, and I recommend that you put your children in the car, your spouse, your significant other, or if you got any broke friends, okay? You got any broke friends or broke family members that called to borrow some money, put them in a car and let them drive with you to the Prosper Tour. If you don't have money for a plane ticket, that's fine. Get together with a few people, rent a van and come out. I want to see you. But this is going to be a new game at a whole different level. I've already got Diamond members reaching out to me saying, Dr. Lynn, we want to meet you. We want to help. We want to teach. We want to train. I'm serious about this thing. And anybody who knows me knows I don't go out the house. I don't go anywhere. I've been in the house for 2 years, helping as many people as I can, making more money, them making more money than they've ever made in their entire life. So for me, really, I could sit at home. I could sit at home. I could do a virtual Prosper Tour, and then I could have 10,000 people on one session if I want to, but that's not what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to get in a room with no more than 100 people at a time, 100 folks, 100. Because I want to dedicate time, attention, and energy. And then once we finish the first round of the Prosper Tour, by the end of July, we'll be announcing the wealth experience that we have done every single year with everybody from, Faith Evans and MC Light and Erica Campbell from Mary and so on and so forth, but also with everyday people just like you and I. And at the wealth experience, there's nobody standing on the stage and everybody's down looking up at them. We're all in class together, arm in arm. I've had people come to the wealth experience and then leave writing books with celebrities that they just used to watch on television. But this is where it starts. This is where you start to learn the rules of the game, and then you play the game by the rules. Now, if you come into a roadblock at New Wealth University, what I want you to understand is this. Our intention is to serve, but we live in an imperfect world. And sometimes the intention does not line up with reality. But what I want you to always remember, our intention is to help. So from time to time, an email may get lost. A text message may not get responded to right away immediately. And it's not because we don't care. It's because we are still on the path with you, improving our systems, improving the platform. But let me tell you what you do have access to every single day. You've got 24/7 access to your classes and your materials. And for those who go on the Prosper Tour, you'll have a special group called Prosper. So people say, well, Lynn, how do I get started? Because I don't really have any money. Let me tell you something. If you don't have any money to get started, you're never going to be financially free, ever. It's never going to happen. You're going to have to find the money. You're going to have to find the time, and you're going to have to find the energy. You're going to have to say no to some other things you would have spent money on. You're going to have to say no to some people that you used to spend your time with. Let me give you a clue. All the toxic people in your life. Let me give you the clue. The people, when you talk to them, they make your heart palpitate. Let me tell you, the people who you spend your time with, they make you angry. The people who you spend your time with, and this could be parents, family members, friends, children, colleagues, BFFs, and significant others who have become insignificant. You're going to have to choose how you're going to spend your money. You're going to have to choose how you spend your time, because that is going to dictate how your energy is going to flow. And let me tell you something. You're going to need every ounce of good, positive energy you have in order to get to the next level. If you don't have a lot of money, start with the Freedom Package. The Freedom Package comes with 21 days to financial freedom and how to start a home-based business. It's not everything, but it'll get you started. If you don't want to start there, then go down to the Beyond 2020 Masterclass. If you do the Beyond 2020 Masterclass, you'll get immediate access. It's 4 hours of pretty much everything that I teach, but it's 4 hours. Okay? And then that's pretty much over. It does not include any live webinars. It does not include any one-on-one coaching with me or anything like that. It's a 4-hour masterclass. But if you say, well, I want to do something different. I want a book, I want my journal, and I want to at least get started on the right foot, but I don't have a lot of money, start with the 149, the Beyond 2020 Financial Coaching. It's online coaching. It's about 12 classes. It's some replays, it's books, and if you stick to it, you'll get through it. But then sometimes people say, well, Lynn, I want to be able to talk to you. I want to interact. I want to get in some of the master classes. Every month I do at least one master class, sometimes two. They have different titles and so on. So I'm going to do the Entrepreneurs Academy so that not only will I be in a position to get my money straight, but let me help you understand something. You're not going to become financially free unless you learn business principles. Let me repeat. You're not going to become financially free if you don't learn business principles, because you got to spend less money. Then you have to get more money. What do I mean by get more money? You need multiple streams of income, because one stream of income is hazardous to your wealth. And then, like most people say to me, they say, well, what do I do first, second, third? There you go, business strategy. So in the Entrepreneurs Academy, you get access to all the online classes, but you also get access to the Master Achievement Plan. When I went to the world's #1 financial institution over 15 years ago, and I taught them what I teach in the Master Achievement Plan, I taught their top producers how to be better and how to make more money for themselves and the company. They came back and offered me a 6-figure job with stock options, a high-paying 6-figure job with a lot of power. And so what I'm saying to you is the executive coaching that I give to major corporations is available to you. And you do that, your first payment is $249, then it's $49 a month. There are emails and steps when you first sign up. You're going to have to sit down and read them, okay? You cannot run a business or your financial life from your phone. You cannot do it. At some point, you're going to have to put the phone down, open a computer, and then click things and print things out. Print them out. You're going to have to get a journal. You're going to have to start writing in your book. You're going to have to write the questions that you have, the things that you missed. You're going to have to reread what you already read. Print them, save them, You're going to have to learn some business principles. And these are things that anyone can learn. And you learn them as I teach you financial principles. You're also learning very valuable life skills and business skills and executive leadership skills. If you don't want a monthly payment, do $3.99 for the whole year. It's still on sale. In the first year, I didn't make the Cyber Monday specials available beyond Cyber Monday. But now I realize people are they're struggling. Back then, the stock market was going up. The tax situation was good. Now we have inflation. Gas prices are up. So I'm doing everything I possibly can to help you get in the system. You might say, Lynn, I want to be in business with you. You want to be in business with me? You have a business, you have something you want to do, you want me to help you get out, expand, grow, then become a wealth ambassador. The wealth ambassador includes Entrepreneurs Academy and everything above. The Entrepreneurs Academy includes everything above. But the wealth ambassador, you'll get a link. And every time you share that link with somebody and they buy a class, you earn 50% commission. Okay? Now, some people don't want the monthly payment. And some people want the deal of a lifetime. So they decide to become Platinum Wealth Ambassadors, which is $9.98 for the year. It comes with legal classes and all kinds of things. There's only over $800 saved, but it's still on sale for $4.99 for 2 years. Not $9.98 for 1 year. It's $4.99 for 2 years. Let me tell you something. If you got that tax refund and bought some furniture, God bless you. If you got that tax refund and went and bought new clothing, God bless you. If you got that tax refund and went and paid all your bills and now you broke, God bless you. Because if you were broke last year, you're going to be broke this year and you're going to be broke next year if you keep doing the same thing you always did. Now is the time to invest in your financial education, in your life. Okay? So you can do the Platinum Wealth Ambassador or you can do the Diamond. Diamond is lifetime. Diamond gets invited to my Diamond members who were in DC, got to come hang out with me and MC Light and Yo-Yo and the artists and all of us after the concert that they were also invited to. They also got a private VIP guided tour that was life-changing of the National Museum of African American History and Culture. So we're not just doing money in New Wealth University, we're building relationships. We're building relationships and we're creating a financial and a business life together within a community. And I want you to be a part of that community. But if you're going to be a part of this community, let me tell you something. I don't even understand the word quit. So don't talk to me about quitting. If you're going to quit, don't quit before you quit. Quit when you quit. I know you get tired. I know you get frustrated. I know you may have stuck to a budget and now some emergency has come and you feel like the money that you saved. All of my home buyers out there, I'm teaching you through the Home Buyers Club how not to just buy a home, but how to live your life. So I've got one home buyer. She's approved. She's almost 50 years old. She's never owned a home. She's lived in public housing her whole life. She's a nurse. I helped her get her credit score from 540 something to now it's 670 something. She's got her money saved. And all of a sudden she got hit with a debt that she didn't know about from 10 years ago. I said, well, keep going. Keep going. Pay the bill. Keep going. Now it's not the time to quit. If you think you're going to get to where you're trying to go and it's going to be a smooth road, I'm telling you, it's not. It's not. There are going to be things that you need to do to move past the test that you did not pass last month, last year, last decade. Now is your season. The harvest is here. The time is now. It is your season to win. And it's your season right now. You got to master 3 things. And then when you master those 3 things, you still got to incorporate all the other things. You got to spend less money. You got to get more money and you got to get your money back. And even once you learn how to spend less money, which is why there are many financial experts out there, they talk about only being debt-free. I know people who are debt-free and broke. Okay? So there are other elements to the game that you want to deploy and you want to be able to do them one step at a time. All right? Now, I want you to remember what I'm about to say right now. If you go to newuin2022.info, I want you to type in newuin22.info on your computer, or if you have another device, or if you go to your browser on your device. And I'm going to show you where to go if you have questions, okay? Now, what you will see very soon in the chat, you will see the link to get started in one of our annual programs, the Entrepreneurs Academy, the Platinum Program, or the Diamond Program. You will see the link. And if you don't see the link, simply go to lynnrichardson.com. And you will just scroll down, take your time, and you will see the annual programs. It's called Cyber Monday Specials. You will also see the New Wealth University grid. You will see a link to that in the chat. You will see the grid of all of our courses, okay? So you can understand where everything is and what you get in each program, okay? Now, for those of you who do not know, or you won't remember, or you're moving or you're driving, let me tell you something, time and energy. You cannot get a financial education driving behind the wheel 24 hours a day. At some point in time, you're gonna have to stop driving and sit down and get in your class so you can actually write and ask questions. So I'm gonna show you where to go in order to take advantage of everything that we've got available in New Wealth University. So if you go to I'm gonna type it in, newuin22.info. And I'm gonna share this on the screen. You should see this on the screen right now. A newsletter will come up and it'll give you all the dates of the Prosper Tour, okay? And we'll be sending out the invitation. We'll send out the invitation soon so that you can register. And yes, there is a fee. There is a fee for the Prosper Tour. There is no fee for my Diamond members. My Platinum members have a discounted fee. And my Wealth Ambassadors also have a discounted fee. But if you go here, okay, it tells you some of the classes that are coming up and some things that you can register for. But let me tell you one of the top things you want to click on. It says, click here to learn how to get 2 years for the price of one with the Platinum Plan and join Dr. Lynn on her next business trip, okay? So you can click there, you can get access to that. Here's the next thing you want to do. You want to make sure you scroll down to, are you new? Which classes should you take and in what order? So you got to master the game. Are you focused on your personal finances or are you focused on your business finances? If you're focused on your personal finances, it tells you what classes you need to take, and you don't have to take them in this order, but as you click on the classes, it will tell you some of the classes that you should wait or so on and so forth. It'll give you the prerequisite, but you should take as many classes as you possibly can. And guess what? They're all here. And here's the beautiful thing. If you click on the grid, it says click here for the course grid that shows what comes in our packages. If you click that grid, then you will be on this screen, okay? Let's take a look at this screen. This grid now tells you everything that comes in the Entrepreneurs Academy. It tells you what comes in the Wealth Ambassador, the Platinum, and the Diamond. And you see all the check marks. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go and start adding up. If you took these classes individually, I'm going to tell you right now, if you tried to take everything in the Platinum program individually, you're going to spend over $1,700. But you can get in the Platinum program for $499 for 2 years. If you try to take everything in a Diamond program and really elevate your career, there are some of my students, Vanessa Denzing, Dr. Vanessa, Nikki Cherie, Lynette Harper, Scott Clark, so many of my students, Diane Bowdery, Elder Pierce. There's so many of my students. And yes, Dr. Tiffany, who wrote the testimonial that started this. There's so many who have elevated their game. Like their businesses and their finances are so in order that I want to come learn from them. And I've asked them to start putting together their classes to teach. So every last one of us started out where you are. And so if you were in the Diamond program, taking the speaker training, life coach certification, all of those things, in the Diamond program, you'd spend over $11,000 trying to get the training. Now you get the money back, but what I'm telling you is you don't have to do that, because you can take advantage of the opportunities that we've got here for you today. Okay, so I'm going to go back to something that I shared earlier. Time and energy are more rare and precious than money. Money is not your issue. I remember, and it's in New Wealth University, Dr. Iyanla Vanzant, she said, Lynn, she said, if you have a money problem, then money is not your own, not your problem. If you have a money problem, you got an energy problem. If you got a money problem, then you have a faith problem. If you have a money problem, then you have a time problem. If you have a money problem, then you have an integrity problem. If you have a money problem, then you have a discipline problem. If you have a money problem, you got another problem, but it ain't money. And I was interviewing her on my radio show, and she said, I have gone out of the country with no money and come back with 5 figures. I have gone out of the country with 0 and come back with 5 figures. So money was not my problem. But when I got to that country to deliver that message, my energy had to be aligned with the time that I had to deliver what I came to deliver. I've been there too. There were times I went to speaking engagements with no money, and my gas tank was on 0, empty. There was no fuel left, but I had fuel. And because I went in that room and I taught people what I knew, and I gave them the best energy that I had in the time that I had, I left there with money. And then I had to learn what to do with that money in order to not get myself in the feast or famine syndrome again. I hope you are sick and tired of being sick and tired. I hope you are sick of yourself. I got sick and tired of myself. Talking about sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was sick and tired of me when I wrote Living Check to Monday, because I had all of the pieces of the game, but I was not following the rules. You see, you cannot come in the game and start changing the rules. You're going to get caught or you're going to get out. So what I am asking you to do today is to commit like unever before. I'm asking you to recommit. I'm asking you to, if you need something from me or my staff along this journey, if you don't get a response to your email, send it again. If you don't get a response that time, go in the member portal, reach out to Virgie. There is not a person here who can tell me you've tried to reach out to Virgie or Elder Pierce or Dr. Trina or any of our leaders and did not get a response, so that we can get you into the system. Because here's the deal. There are literally thousands of different issues that arise every single day. Somebody's in foreclosure. Somebody's got a repossession. Somebody's trying to buy their house. They cannot close. And we're doing the best that we can with what we have. But let me tell you what we're going to do. Let me tell you what's not going to happen. We're not going to quit. We're not going anywhere. Just like my student the other day, he said, Dr. Lynn, I've been a Diamond member. I'll be with you for life. And even though you haven't seen me, I'm here. And I told him, let me tell you, you'll quit before I will. I'm going to always be here. I'm here and I'm not going anywhere. So what I want you to do is get to the next level. What are you going to do? Which city? I see Eva, ability to get an understanding of what I need to do with my money. Yes, you got to learn how to make your money grow. And nobody's going to tell you that's not a 1 sentence answer. That's not even a 1 hour answer. When you get your financial assessment, it goes through 7 different categories of things you should be doing so you know what better to do with your money. Are you investing in mutual funds or stocks? Do you have a self-directed portfolio? Do you have proper life insurance? I want to learn how to budget properly and handle my money. while learning what organizations and people can help me do that. Yes, we're here, right here, New Wealth University. It starts with budgeting. Are you in the 21 days to financial freedom? Did you do the 21 days financial freedom, and are you free? If you're not free, do it again. I want to have financial control over my life and build wealth. I want to learn all the strategies. Yes, Thomasina, and it's going to take you some time. And I'm excited about that. I want how to learn to make more money and keep it. Yes, because more money doesn't solve a money problem. If it did, millionaires wouldn't go bankrupt. So you got to make more money. You got to get that money back. You got to grow that money. You got to keep that money. And then you got to make that money, make more money by itself without you doing anything. Okay? So there are steps, there are levels. I want to reduce my tax liability. Well, we know how to do that. I want to know every way to reduce what I pay. TaxBot University. If you're not in TaxBot University, then I suggest go to the member portal, go to the Entrepreneurs Academy group, scroll down in the forum, and make sure that you go and get all of the steps that you need from Sandy Bakken. Join everything that I have. Okay? I'm going to show you all where that is right now. So for some of you who don't know what the member portal looks like, I'm going to show you right now what it looks like. Okay, so if you go into the member portal, and I'm going to go here over to where we need to be in order to get where we're trying to go. Give me just one moment here. Give me just one moment here. Okay, you should be looking right now at the member portal. All right, take a look at what's happening in the member portal. And then what you're going to do, if you are in the Entrepreneurs Academy or higher. So if you are in the Entrepreneurs Academy, the Wealth Ambassador Program, the Platinum or the Diamond, I want you to go to your group, and I want you to go to the Entrepreneurs Academy group. And in the Entrepreneurs Academy, I then want you to click on Forum. Okay, we're in the Entrepreneurs Academy, click Forum. Everything you can imagine is here. Home office deduction, how to hire your kids. I mean, so many things are here that literally it should take you about 6 months just to get through everything once, and then you got to read it again so you can learn how to apply it. Okay, so if you scroll down and you go down to Tax Talk Thursday, it says tax preparers, free tax book, medical deductions, payroll service, and more. I want you to go down here, and then I want you to open that article and scroll down. And you can get all of the replays, but then you can also get access to many of the resources that you're going to need. Okay, so if you want to get the Midas coaching, you click here. If you want the free tax book from Sandy Bakken, you click here. If you want to know how to write off your medical expenses, you click here. If you want to learn how to get a proper payroll service in place, you click here. If you want to go through all of your expenses and organize them, because you cannot go to your tax preparer. I want y'all to stop emailing me talking about, Dr. Lynn, can you tell me, so my tax preparer can tell me what I need. Your tax preparer is not going to tell you what you need. You're going to have to get that for yourself. Okay? You're going to have to get that for yourself. Your tax preparer is not going to teach you how to get your money back. Your tax preparer is only going to do what he can do with the information that you bring. But if you did not prepare properly, there's nothing your tax preparer can do. You have to come to the table with all of the things that you are supposed to have, okay? Some of you should join TaxBot University, all right? So I don't want you to overdo it. I want you to take one step at a time, but I want you to understand that you've got to make a commitment to yourself and your life, and you can't let anything get in your way. Not time, not people, not energy, and definitely not money. I have decided this year, and I helped a lot of people. Everybody who wants to borrow some money, I've had folks we've had family members, we've had loss, this and the other. Everybody want to borrow some money. You got to take the 21 days financial freedom. I'm not loaning you a penny until you learn how to do the things that you need to do to not be in this situation. And so if you are ever in a situation where you are either facing a financial difficulty or someone in your life or family, a family member or friend is facing financial difficulty, get in line. Learn the rules of the game and then play the game by the rules. Okay? So I want you to be able to access this session again. You will receive a follow-up email so you can go to the next step, access this session again very soon. Check your email, your text message daily. You'll receive an invitation to the Prosper Tour. You'll get to pick your city, pay your fee. And then also, if you become a member, then you'll find that there are options for you to become a member, and so you don't have to pay a separate fee for that. Okay? So I'm excited. The harvest is here. The time is now. It is your season to win. I am ready to help you do that. We've got many different classes taking place today. If you are a wealth ambassador or platinum wealth ambassador, there's a business expansion strategy session today. And for all of our members, we also have a session with Elder Pierce today, the spiritual path to wealth and prosperity. This happens every single Sunday. All right. So if this is not Sunday, if you're watching the replay, then get in alignment. There are also ways to speak with someone individually so that they can help you choose your classes. But I want you to go look at the grid first, okay? Take your power into your own hands. Pray about it and then take action. Why? Because the number one thing I want everybody to know and understand is this, and you see it here on my shirt. You can get all the knowledge in the world, but knowledge is not power until it is put into action. Knowledge is not power until it is put into action. God bless you all. Thank you so much for this opportunity so that I can teach you how to get started, not just getting started in Wealth University, but getting started in your new life, which includes wisdom, expansion, assets, leadership, transformation, and health. Go to newuin22.info for next steps. God bless you.